Hey, my G's. Good evening, good afternoon, beautiful rich rising wherever you are in the world. This is going to be some any monkey magic voiceover because I did this video yesterday and no sound picked up. I want to blame Marceline because she knocked over my microphone, but we're going to move forward from there. I don't know what I'm saying exactly, so I'm just going to keep talking until we get to the point where we're drawing the cards. And I didn't want to edit it because I still wanted to give you that, that feeling that you're here with me. I just didn't want to get straight to the cards. I definitely know that I'm banging the table saying that we've jumped timelines. And we've jumped timelines indeed. So let's get into prayer. Our Divine Mother and Father who live within us, higher be thy name, our freedom come, your will be done in us as it is within you. Give us this day our daily breath and forgive us our trespasses against ourselves and others as we forgive those who trespass against us and themselves through all lifetimes, timelines, misunderstandings and levels of consciousness. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the absence of love. For we are the kingdom, we are the power. Divided we are weak, united we are victorious. And to you, the Almighty, we give all of the glory forever and ever. Duanete. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done. And so it is, and so it will be. Ashe. I know as soon as I open up my eyes, I'm going to thank you guys for being here. I'm going to invite my ancestors, my guides, my angels, my Orisha, my guardians of the sea, air, earth, fire and ether into this space so that we can have a clear, precise reading about anything that we need to know in this reading. Okay, I mean, the monkey magic time is not so bad because if you're just going to listen, if you're doing your, your stuff, your little chores and you're just going on about your day, it doesn't even matter whether you can see the cards or not. So I'm using the Adinkra deck and I'm just shuffling up the cards until we get our first card, and there it is. And the card is Wellan. I don't know what I'm going on about, honestly. I think I'm telling you about Patreon, telling you that you can come over for $5.55. All right, boom. So our first card out is God's presence and protection, and it says, this symbol represents a sacred place for rituals in front of a house or compound. It's crafted from a tree cut where 3 or more branches come together. A bowl is placed inside with water, herbs and other symbolic material for blessing rituals and libation. And so you already know me. Once I read what it says, I'm going to give you a little channeling, but I'm going to have to freestyle because I don't particularly remember what I said and I'm not really that good at lip reading. But I do know that I said something around the lines of making sure that your rituals and your practices and your magic is all based around bringing you closer to the Most High. That is all you need to do in this time. I think that it is also a good idea to review your rituals and your practices at this time and make sure that they align with you where you are right now, because as I said in the beginning, we've jumped timelines. We've done so many different things for such a consistent amount of time that we've actually changed the vibration of our existence. We've changed our world. We've changed the vibration in which we exist in. So make sure that whatever it is that you normally do in terms of well-being, but also your relationship with the Most High, it's the most important thing right now. We need God's presence and we need God's protection more than we've ever needed it before, because you already know Simon and them are moving mad. Look at the world. It looks insane, and there's not a pocket of the world that doesn't. So I really think in these times while Simon and them are having a tantrum and losing their whole minds, the most important thing that you need to focus on is not only yourself, but your relationship with the Most High God. It is the single most important thing that needs to be nurtured and poured into I think that's exactly what I just said there. I mean, it's not too bad. I'm really trying to remember exactly the things that I said during this really important broadcast. I really felt like somebody really needed to hear this. Somebody really needed to be reassured that it's going to be all right, but it's only going to be all right if you make sure that your relationship with the Most High is intact, that it's the most important thing. I think I was saying something also about realizing through my journals, because I've got a new tier on Patreon, journal prompting, which is only $2.22 to join for the month, and you get a 7-day free trial. I mean, come on now. I read the first page of my very first journal, which was on the 1st of October in 1997, and after reading that page, I realised that I've always been Ja'ami. I've always been working for the Most High. I've always put my faith in the Most High God. Every single thing, every single wish, dream and desire that I've ever had has always been in collaboration with the Most High. Otherwise, how would I have got it? Truly. And this is another reason why I really urge you guys to get consistent with your journaling, because there is nothing more powerful than the written word. Yes, people might say, oh, but the spoken word is powerful. Yeah, the vibration of the spoken word is powerful. But you see, when you write that shit down, not a joke. Anyway, let's get into the next card quickly for the Divine Masculine. Oh, we got 2 cards for the Divine Masculine. I'm happy about that. So we got friendship and interdependence, and we got hope, which I think is really, really beautiful. You already know I don't think hope is a strategy, but I think the Divine Masculine has stepped forward hoping that their efforts at this time will bring them into a state of interdependence. Okay, so I'll read that card for you. It says, the teeth and the tongue. The teeth and the tongue must meet, but it can taste sweet. The teeth and the tongue may come into conflict, but they need to work together. And I think that the Divine Masculine has got the memo. Divine Masculine understands that they are not an island. They are not to do this thing alone. And what they're doing is cultivating friendships, not only with their friends, but with the feminine energy. But what I'm saying here is that it looks like in the process of hope, the cards look very similar, and it looks like, but from having hope, it's multiplied. It looks like there's more than what there was. Do you see? But also that it's showing partnership. It's the mirroring. The illustrations mirror each other. So again, this is what I'm saying. I feel like the Divine Masculine has absolutely realized that they can't do this thing on their own, that they are not an island. They are not supposed to do this thing alone. They are ready to take up the responsibility that is needed at this time. They are on the front line and they are ready to fight. And that includes for everything that all of their hopes and dreams. They're also ready to collaborate with the Divine Feminine energy, which in turn will do their part in protecting and guiding. But the masculine will be leading at this time. And I feel like, there's always room long before, I feel like even in things like the talking stage, people are not trying to build friendship. People are not, they're just trying to, date to marry, or you get what I'm saying? But the most important foundation for a relationship to really work is friendship. And the best relationships, I think, are friendships, because you're able to be interdependent. You don't rely on the other person to do anything for you, but it doesn't mean that you love or desire or need them less. But you very rarely do you expect your friends to do the same things that you would expect your quote unquote partner to do. And I feel like this is what the masculine is learning, that we are not enemies out here. And I feel like, I've said this recently, that this whole narrative with masculine and feminine energies arguing who's better, who ain't doing what, and all of this foolishness, I feel stuck. No, because we're tired. We are tired, and we're realizing that we do need each other, and friendship is an integral part of being able to build trust and to have experiences that build bonds, and I feel like the masculine is hopeful that they are able to manifest this. I really wish I could remember what I was saying, because it looks really interesting, but it's very, very similar to what I'm trying to put across right now in this voiceover. So friendship and interdependence for the masculine is something that they are focused on developing. They're not looking at people to do anything for them or to support them or to lift them up in any way. They are also equally coming in with an energy to reciprocate. This is what I'm getting right now. I don't know what I was saying here, but I look very passionate. It looks very important, but this is the message right now for Divine Masculine Energy. And I pray that Divine Masculine Energy continues to cultivate these friendships, because it's very important. Divided we are weak, united we are victorious. We have to get into some type of unity. We have to get into some type of community in order to rebuild what is being destroyed in front of our very eyes worldwide. I mean, there's nothing other than that right now. This is the forefront of our minds, and I'm very, very sure that as soon as we enter into Aquarius season, and then soon after we enter into the season of Aquarius, we enter into the year of the snake, we are going to be forced to realize that this reality in which we are existing in right now is something that we ain't never really experienced before. And we are going to be asked to do a lot of things that we haven't really done before. And one of those things is integrally work together with integrity, with purpose, and with vision. I don't know what else to say about it, but it's obviously I'm saying a lot about this divine masculine energy. I didn't read the back of the hope. So it says here, God, our spirit, is in the heavens. The symbol suggests God or the universe can listen to all of our prayers. And if you remember, if I recall, the divine feminine got God's presence. So it looks like, again, this is another partnership that where the masculine and the feminine are able to communicate with the Most High, with Source, and use whatever downloads, whatever information, whatever inspiration that they get from this particular source to move forward. And I think this is such a beautiful thing. I remember some months, not even months, we're talking years ago, I remember saying that God is the meat and veg of life, and everything else is just the seasoning, including your friends and family. So if you're not going to the sustenance, the source for you to regenerate you and to strengthen you, you're just really dealing with seasoning, actually. And you already know seasoning can't feed nobody. Can't feed nobody. I'm clapping for myself because I word that. It's a word. So everybody is absolutely relying on the Most High, universal Mother, Father, God energy in order to push themselves in the direction which is needed at this time. Okay, boom. So we're shuffling again. And now we're shuffling for the inner child. And we are just waiting to get a card out. The way I can really suck my tongue. I wasn't sure about this lipstick yesterday. Even when I was recording, I was like, this lipstick looks crazy. I look a little bit like a crackhead because why are my lips that white? It's not moving. I felt some type of way, but I'm still posting it. I've got better colour lipstick on today because I'm going live in a minute. after I finish this, you would have already seen the live, and I would have been telling you about the monkey magic voiceover that I'm giving you lot for this thing. Yeah. So for the inner child, we got another 2 cards. We've got resilience and solid foundation, and we got the power of love, devotion. And I obviously I love that for the inner child. Resilience and solid foundation. Boy, if ever a time we needed some resilience, it was about now. And we've already proven that to ourselves. Our inner child has shown us how much resilience we have, because we're here. We're here and we are thriving in 2020. Thrive. I saw that somewhere. I had to chuck it in somewhere, because I don't know what I'm saying right about now. I don't know what. I really don't. But I'm going to read the back of this resilience and solid foundation. It says, a well-built home can withstand windy and treacherous conditions. This symbol suggests resilience. And if there was ever windy and treacherous conditions, it was right about now, as we sit and comprehend how the world is literally in the most unbelievable amount of chaos that we've ever seen in our lives. And this foundation, resilience, this solid foundation that is being suggested to build by the inner child is absolutely what we need to do. We need to listen to our inner child on how we would build that better world. That's why we're here, because when we were children, we absolutely could see all of the holes, all of the wickedness and the badness that was going on in the world. And that's why we're here today now as grown people, trying to make a difference, trying to be an integral part of the rebuilding of this space, because it's Babylon. Babylon burning, and it's our responsibility to rebuild. And I think it's such a great thing as well, because I think that the resilience of the inner child, like, I feel like if it hasn't killed us already, it's going to continue to make us stronger. And as cliche as that sounds, there could never be a more truer statement at this time, because they've tried, honestly, Simon and them, they've really, from the beginning, they've been absolutely trying to topple us, and they've not succeeded. Not only are we here, but we're strong, we're in our right mind, and our relationship with the Most High is our strength and sustenance. And all we can do is continue to give thanks and continue to move forward in these times. It's a very, very, very important time in our story, and it's amazing that we are the architects of this new reality that we get to build. And our solid foundation is primarily built on this power of love, devotion. I'll read that, because I really don't know what I'm going on about here. It could be saying anything. It says, no, love never loses its way home. The symbol is of the power of love. And I know that when I read this in here, when you're going to see some carryings on, maybe I was out of tune while they just tried to save me, because I actually started to sing the song. I couldn't remember it properly, but I remember I'm not going to do it now, because I think it was disrespectful that I tried it in this video. But luckily for you, you don't get to hear that. And I think it's better for all of us. But the power of love, imagine solid foundations being built on the power of love, understanding that the inner child grew up as the black sheep, as the outsider, as the one that there was no love. We was outside, the fire was burning on the inside, and was looking through the fucking window. So you already know how important it is now that we've found our soul family, we've found each other. Oh look, the singing has begun. Look at me, trying to remember the words, let alone the melody. Jesus have mercy. So it's so important now that the power of love, we are devoted to it. Look. No, you lot was spared by the Most High, because there was no need for me to be carrying on like this. Look at me. No, I'm so glad, because I think it was out of tune as well. I wasn't even trying. I didn't even try to get it right. oh God. And I just carried on. I just kept, So anyway, listen, guys, the next card that we are pulling for the 5 aspects of the soul is for the shadow energy. So let me just get that card into, because luckily I didn't pack nothing away. I just kept it all together. So I'm still singing. No, you lot, with my lips look they look like Dave Chappelle's in that crackhead skit. Snapping my fingers. No, I'm taking the piss. Look how long I've... No. Just let the card come out. We give thanks. We give thanks. All right, so for the shadow energy, we've got Miware World, commitment, perseverance, trying hard. Says, I shall marry you. The represents committed, such as in marriage. And I love that for the shadow. That is real integration. The shadow feels integrated. It doesn't need to be reminded that it's part of the gang. It's part of the gang. It's not going to be on its normal shenanigans. But I know here that the shenanigans will be triggered. The shenanigans of the shadow will be triggered at this time. Let me tell you, because when I say patience, but again, I'm comparing the foundations from the inner child and the shadow. And you know that I feel like they work very closely together. They always have done. But at this time, the shadow energy is doing its own thing. It's no longer almost the child of the inner child, if that made sense to you. Does that make sense? That the shadow was the child of the inner child. They all are. So anyway, but I'll go into that another time a little bit deeper. But basically what I was saying here was that the shadow is committed and persevering, especially trying hard not to catch a case. She's trying really, really hard not to catch a case because, listen, the triggering outside, it's that meme that says, are you healed or are you isolated? The shadow is going to be tested to see if it's healed. I promise you, in the next duration of we're going to be tested in these next few weeks if we are actually healed or if we are ready to catch cases, because there are people outside who are not used to being without, and there's just be careful outside. You hear me, you guys, especially those of you who are caught up in anywhere in the world where your life has been turned upside down. Take your time, please. So I'm shuffling finally for the higher self. I'm still talking about something, so we'll just wait for this card to come out. But as I say, I want to reiterate to you guys that the shadow will be tested, whether it's in the micro or the macro. So just be aware of your triggers and journal and try to keep yourself out of wahala, because it will not serve you. You hear me? Anyway, boom. We got... Oh, obviously it hasn't come out yet. I must have had too many cards and had to continue shuffling. So I can continue saying what I was saying in terms of just keeping yourself safe, understanding that everybody is on edge. Everybody's on edge. And we're also in full moon energy. And I'm not going to lie to you, it doesn't even look like a full moon outside. It looks like its face has been slapped and stayed flat. Anyway, that's off topic. I'll be on YouTube live in a minute to break that down. So yeah, guys, still waiting for this card. I don't know what I'm saying, but we are coming towards the end of this video. So I'm sure once the card comes out, I will be talking, because I've already got it in my hand. I'm ready to tell you what it is. But whatever I'm talking about is obviously it's sweeting me. It's definitely sweeting me because I'm not shutting up. Look. It's so funny to watch myself and still have to commentate on myself. It's interesting. It's interesting. This is a first. It's hopefully this will not be a regular thing, but because Marceline tried to violate me and mash up my microphone. Okay, so the card is out. We've got support, encouragement, and it says, look, I didn't even mention it, but can you see those up 4 foundations again? And it's it says, when you climb a good tree, you are given a push. This symbol suggests when you work for a good cause, you will get supported. What better cause than to help humanity ascend into this next level of reality? I mean, you're supported. You're supported. I think this came out didn't it? In the last reading that I did on YouTube. So it's an ongoing theme for the higher self to help us through these very, 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 very challenging times that we are all facing at this time. Because even if it's not a matter of the extremities of what's happening in the world, people are dealing with a lot right now. And because we have been forced into authenticity, it has been really, really important to actually respect where people are coming from at this time, because they are honestly showing their truth. Video's coming to an end. I love you. I'll see you on Patreon.